The inland port is approximately 6,000 acres. The airport complex, the town section, the city of tomorrow basically, would be approximately 42 square miles. Immediate town center that we design is for 20,000 people. Then as we go forward, we will be building other towns because amount of employment base. We'll need 120,000 people to work just on these projects.
120,000
yes.
employees?
And there'll be 50, over 10-year period, it'll be 55,000 people permanently employed.
And a lot of them will live in the city of tomorrow?
Yeah, or along the way. And we want to encourage transportation other than traditional transportation, which is, you know, public transportation such as, you know, mass transportation, I should say, such as rail. So people can use and can get to work rather than drive.
But you said you aren't going to work with contractors.
We will to small business, but we're not keen towards the large companies.
Why? I guess why wouldn't you want to work with contractors?
We have very own capability of performing the same. The whole issue is equipment. Whole issue is number of people to work. There's plenty of good workforce available. There's plenty of good management available for hiring. So I don't need to go beg some company and be slave to them to do our work. You know, we can hire the management, we can hire the workforce.
Be slave to them?
Yeah. Well, of course, that's what happens. They get into a contract. Hey, the change orders kills you, the cost overruns kills you. There's no control on the project. You're just stuck. We're not interested in that.
How many people do you have already lined up to actually invest in this project?
I mean, it's not about line up.
Okay.
It's more of it's value. It's strength that draws people in international investment community. So under the rules, I can't go into it, and I can't even solicit that way or say anything about that. But we feel very comfortable about our financial position because I know what we have, and we're going to get it done.
I guess I don't want to talk about investors, but I'm curious about you. Are you committing any money to this project personally?
I have a lot of skin in the game.
You do have a lot of skin in the game?
Yep.
Can you share how much skin in the game?
I have enough.
Enough?
Enough that it entices other people.
Yeah. Is that the idea behind? I mean, you have to put some sort of skin in the game to instill confidence in.
Right.
Okay. So do you or any of your associated entities own anything in your county? I mean, do you own, obviously...
No, I basically, over the years, been sold out of here. There's nothing left here. We're not promoting anything with any legislative arm, or that portion is already done. Mission is in our hand now to carry the spirit, and we're full force ahead, moving on a different fronts. We have a lot of local support.
Spirit. What do you mean by that?
The spirit is like it's going to.
Spirit though doesn't build a road. You need
support, I guess.
Yeah, it is
support. Yeah.
You know, it is a spirit to carry on. It's a torch. It's a flame that creates so many opportunity for so many people, and you just can't. This is a true American spirit to get up and do something great.
If somebody hasn't heard of you locally, that can do it. I mean, what kind of...
Where can you point to say, I did this development?
I finance projects. I've been silent partner with some things, you know, in the background. I've done residential, I've done commercial. Industrial highway, there was Coaster Car Wash, Wendy's,
yes.
you know.
Boston Market wasn't it? Or
yes,
no? Okay,
yes.
Boston Market.
And I developed all that. Then tire station.
Yeah.
Now Sovereign Bank, Aldi Food.
Or is there anything
residential, Sarah Woods in Windsor Township. I did something in Springer's Hope here years ago.
Okay.
Many
I've
years.
heard of it.
Behind Masonic Lodge on Route 30 and Susquehanna Trail. There's townhouse projects up there we were involved in. Huntington Golf Course I was involved years ago. Greens at Westgate, where those apartments are. Several hundred apartments there, I was involved there. Spring Ridge Development, charter home built there.
When we were trying to learn more about you, we understand you have quite a lot of outstanding debt regarding some of these projects.
There's no debt. It's just sitting there.
Well,
You might find something. You can talk about it.
Yeah, I guess we
Yeah.
were just curious because the court records show that there's a lot of outstanding debt regarding some of these projects. I guess could you kind of explain
They
why
might not
that
be.
might be?
They may not be satisfied, but I'm up and out of them. Like, I don't have anything left, you know. So on the face value, you might see something that's there, but I don't own anything. I sold out. So if somebody didn't satisfy the mortgage, that's probably it. Just either cases resolve and they're not docketed, but I don't have any.
So you're
anything.
saying it's a courthouse error?
No, I'm not saying in there.
Okay.
There might have been, but they're all. Any particular one you want to ask?
Oh yeah, I guess Fitz and Smith. We were curious about them.
Yeah.
I guess going back to the late 1990s.
98 or something like that?
Yeah, you were working with them on Slater Hill, Boston Market, Gingerfield, Spring Ridge. That's why I was curious about that one. And I guess we understood you bought some land out in that township, in York Township. And I guess for whatever reason, you built some homes out there and left Fitz and Smith to use their bond to finish the street. And you can correct me.
I didn't build any homes.
You did not?
No, Charter Home did.
They came in.
No, they didn't even come in. They bought the land.
Oh, they bought the land.
Yeah, they
out
bought the
from
land,
you.
and I didn't have anything to do with building homes. I've been last house I might have built. Might have been 1987, 88, something like that. Just we acquired the land.
Okay.
And we had a contractor that went bankrupt on us. Fitz and Smith had their bond in, and poor guys got stuck into it because they were doing. But we didn't have anything to do with it. We'd just taken over from Roland, and Fitz finished it, and Charter built the homes. So
you personally did not develop any parts of the Spring
No,
Ridge?
we bought the land, we designed it, we got through the approval process, we put the money out to acquire and pay the contractor, and that's one of the reasons we don't want to be putting out money to the contractors and they go bankrupt and we're stuck. Up till this day, if I'm doing a project here, I'll sit down with them and make arrangements because they really do a good work. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say. It's just they got left because somebody else physically have what they put in.
But your name is somehow attached to this money that's owed. I mean, do you feel bad at all that you owe this money to them?
Look, if I would have benefited from their effort to take the money and the profit from it, that's the thing that I taken their asset and used it. I didn't.
Yeah. So you're saying that they built the road, but you didn't benefit from the road. You didn't benefit from the homes that are on the road.
Right. I didn't build the homes.
You did contract for them to build the road.
Right. You know, and they didn't pay. They went bankrupt, and I'm stuck in the middle. So that's the deal.
We went to him and told him, hey, this has got to stop. You know, you either pay us or we're not going to finish these jobs. And he said, hey, I'll sign this judgment note. Like I told you, when a developer wants to put if you want to go and put a street in, you got to place a bond. So if you don't finish it, the township can take the bond and finish the work. Well, we put up a bond to complete our work, pretty much like a performance on, which we get all the time for when we work for municipalities. We have to bond our work because if we don't finish it, they get somebody else to do it and use the bond to pay for it. It's like an insurance policy. So we had a bond down there. We actually got a bond for him to help him out, and then he didn't finish the street. It was the final wearing surface on the street after it was completed, and the township said, well, if you don't finish it, we're going to take the bond. So we went down and had to finish the street. It's filed in the courthouse against him. So if we could ever find property that he owns, we can put this note against it. If he would ever try to sell it, this note would have to be satisfied.
And what's the problem, I guess?
He doesn't know anything. There's nothing in his name that it can be found, that we can find anyway.
How does it affect your trusting developers?
don't. Contracts. I mean, this was part of, well, I mean, the way things are done 15 years ago are a lot different than the way things are done now. And nobody does anything without a contract, period, anymore. You used to do stuff on a handshake, and that it doesn't happen anymore.
How has this affected your reputation as a company? I know that obviously, as you said, with like York Township, they open that bond and do that bond. Has it affected your reputation?
I wouldn't say it affected our reputation for our work. It affected our credit.
How so?
There's a lot of people we had a tough time paying for quite a long time. It's the only thing everybody says, sue them, but it doesn't matter. We did. We have a judgment note, but there's nowhere to get it, nothing to attach that's just in his name.
Why?
Because I gave it away or sold it. I'm told you I've been sold out for years.
So then who owns the house that you're in?
I don't own it.
You don't own?
I don't own it. I don't want to own anything. Nothing going to be satisfied till we're both satisfied. Simple as that. That's a win-win situation, and I create those situations. When there's a dispute, we resolve them.
Anybody can go into the York County Court and look at this. I guess the question I want to ask is, I mean, with an actual track record like that, and with owing that much money, how do you think that's going to influence
it has
to invest?
No influence whatsoever.
Why?
It doesn't have it. Ask the people that deal with me, they know. This has zilch. This is zilch of negative impact.
But as far as investors, I mean, business
don't even
relationships
care.
are based on trust, and if they feel
They don't care about this.
They don't care?
They don't. They would look more into it. That's what, yeah.
You really don't think that somebody who is investing in this would say...
It has
No?
It has zero effect on it.
But
What
why?
would you say to a potential investor? I mean, if I'm just Joe Schmo, I see this SEC filing, I would like to...
Just tell them, make your own decision, whatever. If not, there's another guy. I'll see you later. I don't care.
Wow.
It's that strong. We're that strong. We don't care.
What kind of people are you depending on?
We're not. This is something they want to be part of it. It's the other way. This project draws attention.
So if somebody said, I want to invest, but I'm not sure about these debts,
Then-
you would just say, hit the highway.
I won't be that blunt, but the fact is, there's nothing I can do to change it. It is what it is. It's open book. You make your conscious business decision. You want to be part of it? Fine. You don't want to be part of it?
This is a clean slate for you in Alabama. Okay.
Yeah. This has no impact on me whatsoever. You don't want to deal with it. I'm in the world that is so broad that this is just a drop in the bucket. It doesn't even count.
But people are saying like bad things about you. Doesn't that bother you? I mean,
People say bad things about anybody that wants to do big things, good things. You don't get to where I am without having bruises.
so in every single one of these 40 cases, it's because there was a third party involved, and you got stuck holding the bag.
I'm holding the bag all the way through. Builders came, they didn't have the money, so you subordinate to them. Okay, you finance them. You hand.
So you are the victim, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to take that phrase as victim. This is not domestic violence. This is just business. You know, you get these things smacked against. You know, and you just be a big boy and take it. You know, some you win, some you lose. You talk to a local banker, they'll probably be jumping out of their skin about it. But in my world, they don't care about this. They really don't. It hasn't, you know, I wouldn't be going forward with what I'm doing and putting money out knowing some of this lingers out there that will affect.
So you feel good about it. You
Yeah.
feel a strong position. What are you showing I mean, what can you show us to prove that you are a strong company? You say, I'm in a strong position, I'm in a strong position. What does that even mean?
It goes into financials, and that still goes back into that quiet period and S1 filings, and I don't want to go in there.
And give you a call and said, hey, Mr. Smith, what can you tell me about Shah? Should I invest with Shah?
What would I tell him? If I did, I would make damn sure somebody told me where the money was coming from and what the risks were, because I just, the man can't be trusted. He's lied. Well, I can only speak for myself. He's lied to us, I don't know how many times, about, he's going to pay us and he's going to do this and he's going to do that. Doesn't do it. So I sure wouldn't invest any money with him.
I mean, I can't talk about investors because I'm kind of crossing over into that area. But pretty soon all this will be, as they say, cat out of the bag, and and this road, this project going to get built.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. That's the bottom line. Regardless of all these artificial.
What if it doesn't, though? Do you have a backup?
It'll happen. There's no
plan B?
There is no plan B. There's only one plan. It's happening.